The fiber optic cable comes with the ability to put some color bands on the ends to help you identify which line you're working with. So the way that works is carefully take that off. Pop that on. And it just goes right in that groove like that. So now I'll do the other end. And you can see this groove. This is what I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to work its way down so it ultimately ends up right inside that groove. And now it's flush with the outside, and I've got my band on identifying that this is the red cable. So to keep all the cables nice and neat, I'm going to use this nice wrap of Techflex, and when I cut the ends, because of the material being like a nylon based material, it's going to fray. And in order to prevent that, since I don't have a hot knife, you could cut it with a hot knife, I'm just going to use a little soldering iron tip and go right around the edge with a little blade. So here's a piece of Techflex that I've just cut, and now I want to just smooth out this actual cut here and make it looking nice and neat so it's prepped for heating. When preparing the Techflex ends, what you want to do is basically make sure you have a pretty clean cut along the edge, and then give it some heat so that it doesn't fray. and that will look very nice. Not going anywhere, it's not going to fray, and that prevents the edges from having an unsightly appearance and also breaking down, because you want this to last. So now we're all good. When you're inserting the cable into the Techflex, one end of the Techflex is going to wrap around the cable, and then the other end is going to close like this, and you just work your way down to ensure that there is no gap and it's nice and smooth, nice and even. So after you dress up the extension cord and the fiber with the Techflex, you can actually connect the extension cord piece maybe to the weight container if the weights are deployed, and that way you're not putting any stress on the fiber connection, but then you've got it anchored to the pedestal. And then I brought over the talent and teleprompter monitor power cables and wrapped those in more Techflex so when it goes up and down, it's a nice neat bundle. You always want to make sure that your fiber ends are nice and clean. So I've got a nice little air gun here, and we're going to just blow out the end of the fiber and make sure there's no dust in there. And you've got the insert right here. And then what you do is you just secure the two ends together, and it's ready to go. So again, you always want to make sure your fiber is nice and clean. So see that red tip? That's going to go with the red dot right there. And it just walks in like that. You can take your caps, click them together, and you're all set.